Vanakkam, Speaker Sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on the Banking Regulation Amendment Act, Bill 2020. This bill proposes the urban cooperative and multi-state cooperative banks to be brought under the ambit of RBI and its regulations. So I would like to limit my speech to 2 points. One, that the Finance Minister, citing the reason that many cooperative banks have incurred losses, and that is one of the reasons for bringing it, and the other being the RBI having the power to control the chairman and reconstitute the bodies of the board of directors. So coming to the first point of incurring losses, so I would like to differ. I would like to give an example of Tamil Nadu, where we have 128 cooperative banks which have been running very successfully, and only 9 of them have been reporting losses. And these 128 out of these which have been making huge profits have recorded a margin of deposit of 7,000 crores. So this argument doesn't lie. And if by the Finance Minister's statement citing that 277 banks, cooperative banks are in losses, fine. If it is in losses, the main losses are due to the natural calamities, the famine, the drought, and so many other reasons which the government has to step in and to empower them. But this has not been seen done. And to take a good example, the 4 Dravidian states of Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and the Kerala, and the state which upholds the principle of Dravidian, Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry, have proven successful models in having these cooperative banks. Why doesn't the government take models from these and implement them? And also in the cases you see that in Tamil Nadu, where we have been leaders in education, healthcare, gross enrollment ratio, employment, and in so many other sectors, and especially to top it up in social empowerment. But a secret to the central government is, if you want to be leaders in any of these fields, it is better for you to follow the Dravidian model of methodologies of implementation these processes throughout India, which have been brought under the Dravidian regime in Tamil Nadu, especially under the great visionary leader, Dr. Karunanidhi. And it was during his tenure, Dr. Kalaignar, that the agriculture waiver loan of rupees 7,000 crores was waived off to the benefit of the agriculturists. And also it was during our party DMK leader, M.K. Stalin, that in my district, Dharmapuri, the self-empowerment of the women's group was first initiated, and it was successfully shown. And also, we have, regarding the cooperative banks, we have given an assurance of waiving of the agricultural loans, the jewel loans, the education loans, as and when we come to power with the cooperative banks. So now this will be seen as an infringement of the state rights. An infringement of the state rights has been constantly being seen by this government, coming and taking each and every aspect of it. And also, to say that the entry-level 32 states that the cooperative banks lie under the purview of the state government, and the entry level of 42 of the union government also excludes this list from this. This can be challenged in court based upon these 2 points. And also saying that the states have the authority to regulate the banks under the registrar of cooperative banks. So that is the main reason. Even when this Regulation Act was brought in 1965, it was excluded from the list. So the state has the power to incorporate a bank, to regulate a bank, and also to wind up the regulations of a cooperative bank. As far as the second part of empowering to nominate a chairman or to reconstitute the bodies, I would like to say that this government is undermining the process of democracy for a very, very long time. The RBI is already overloaded with so many other works, and strenuous work has been there. And now, in spite of the regulation of banks, if we are going to step in with the regulation of even the cooperative banks, there is going to be an overload of the RBI. And the incompetence of this government is seen in the lack of the interest in recovering the bad loans from the likes of Malayas and Modis, but to go after the agriculturists and to get back their loans. The appointments of a few serious doubts which brings into us like the recent UPSC government entry list, which have the successful candidates have come out. Out of the 129 candidates, the 476 candidates have been cleared from, they have studied from just one coaching center called the Samkalp Foundation, which has been affiliated to the RSS. So, regulation of the independent bodies by officers bringing in from such foundations also raises a big doubt to us. And sir, a final word. The country is undergoing a very very serious health crisis, and to top it with the economic crisis created by this government, now blaming the shortcomings of it on the COVID-19, and without applying rationalism, placing the burden by saying it's an act of God. I would like to give a warning to this House that this country has crossed 50 lakh cases by today, and mark my words, sir, when this session ends, this Parliament monsoon session ends, there will be 65 lakh cases registered of positive cases in India alone. And me being a doctor, I know that there are no more beds in any district, private government hospitals or private hospitals, government hospitals. So I would like to say that the worst is yet to come. The country is short of beds, oxygen, ventilators. We'll have to gear up, otherwise we are facing a very severe crisis. And I strongly oppose this bill. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you very much.